Look, you want to fight? Then you better bring it, motherfucker.
Welcome to the G.N.A podcast, games, nerds, and alcohol, where somebody says they got a box, but they don't got a box, but they got a box, so we think they got a box. We're not 100% sure, but we see a box, and we're hoping that it's a box.
The box.
Let's go around the room. You just heard him. We got potassium hydroxide here. How you doing? How you doing, Ko?
I'm doing great. Very eventful day. Traveled around, looked at some apartments and whatnot, and just got back in time for the podcast.
Very nice. You find something?
I did. I found a decent, newly built apartment complex up in Fredericksburg area.
Does it come with hand jobs?
Oh, no, I didn't see that in the brochure. I think
Does it come at all?
Damn.
Maybe.
I mean, it all depends on, I guess, who you invite over. And you heard him. We got Zyber Blood sitting here tonight. How you feeling, Zyber?
Zyber feels very good right now.
Yeah. You got your hands on, or maybe in a box.
I got it next to a box.
Woohoo! And we got the man, the myth, the legend, the gentleman who sent the box, Damok. How you feeling, man?
Dude, I've been fucking stressing and getting pissed off, dude. I swear to God, Zyber, you better have that fucking box and not tell me. I paid a lot of money to ship it to you, man. A lot of money. Like, legitimately just to ship the box. Okay?
That's just the shipping cost?
That's just the shipping cost.
Holy shit, dude.
This has got to be good.
Right? I mean, the guy was about to send me ordnance.
Good point. Yeah, he was. Oh, shit. Did you send him ordnance?
No, I did not send ordnance in this box.
I was going to say, holy shit, is that why it costs so much? Because there's actual ordnance in it? Holy crap. And I'm Cecil Xavier, your host. Usually we kick right into what is everybody drinking, but I know Damok has been stressing out about this, so we're going to kick into a little extra segment called What Did Zyber Get in His Box? Because I'm dying to see this.
Yeah, guys. The segment's called What's in My Box?
I saw the box that was being sent, but I'm really interested to see the contents, and I want to see the look on his face. I want to see what happens. Because I see you're wearing really shitty headphones right now. I think they're just kind of like...
Yeah, the one that came with my PS4.
Oh, Jesus. So it's the mono one, so that works for you. Well, that worked out. All right, well, come on. Without further ado, come on, give us a play-by-play.
I don't think this is his box unless he sent a thank you note.
Did you send a thank you note?
I swear to God, Zyber. I swear to fucking God.
Just a look on Damok's face right now. It's precious. You can see the frustration.
This box, I got Aragon.
Oh, that's a good book. Horrible movie. Great book.
Yeah. I got all four, actually.
Ooh. Oh, come on. Let's see them. They all hardcover?
All hardcover, first print.
Oh, dude.
Very nice.
That is awesome. I think, Lex, don't you have a copy of them all in hardcover?
I have the last three. I don't have the first one.
Oh, so we don't have the first one in hardcover. Are they first prints?
I don't know.
Oh, you got to tell me. There, look at that. That's nice. Oh, those are nice.
Yeah. When FYE was just getting sort of in and out of selling all kinds of weird stuff, I got the bookends from there. So, hey, there you go.
Now you got the whole thing. You got the bookends and the books. That's actually going to be a nice display, man.
God damn it, Zyber. There's an audience here. I got Selkie here. God.
I would say Lex is actually sticking around for this as well.
Hey, guys. Do you know how to reattach fingers?
Yeah, actually, I've been there.
Did you end yourself opening your box already?
This is a second box.
That's not the right box. It's too small looking.
It's always about size with you. What is that? Oh, is that a Google Home? Oh, he can't hear me. He knocked his headphone out. Is that a Google Home?
This box yields a replacement GameCube cover.
Oh.
Oh,
or
nice.
skin, shell, whatever you want to call it. Because I have a project one that is all busted up, and if I screw that project one off, I got one that's actually fully functional, and, same color.
Oh, that's nice. I didn't even know you could order extra shells for them. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wait. Hold on a second.
The look on Damok's
Hold on a
face is
second.
telling me that this is not the box he's looking for.
This isn't the box you're looking for, was it?
I'm not going to talk to you for this show, man.
Because when I got home tonight, there was actually one more box waiting for me.
Oh.
I don't know if it's the right box. I mean, I did order a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff I did order when I was drunk, so...
The anticipation.
Yeah, the look on Damok's face right now. Oh, that looks FedEx. That looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was
that's
out back.
FedEx. Probably has my name on it.
It has my name in big print.
Good.
I hear ticking.
No ordnance and or explosives were sent.
And more paper packing.
Dan, did you pack that well? Or was that FedEx?
That was FedEx that packed it.
Jeez, what? Are you sure you didn't send him ordnance? That thing looks gargantuan.
It might be.
This one thing is gargantuan.
Well, come on, man. Open it up. Oh, that was anticlimactical.
Mass drops, man. HD6XX, bitches.
Isn't that what you're wearing on your head?
No, right now I have too many headphones. But, yeah, the ones I'm wearing right now are different. They're V-Modas.
Oh my god. They come in this, crazy freaking... If I could... Oh my god, it's like the first time I did anal.
I was going to say, there wasn't the popping sound. I remember that day.
Fuck you, dude.
You are so welcome, asshole. You are so welcome after all that shit you put me through today.
All right.
Come on, you got to show us. What is it?
Hold on. I am going to go Rooster Teeth on this and say it's light red.
He
It
sent
is
you
very,
pink headphones.
very light red.
He sent you pink headphones. No fucking way. You spent $120 to send him pink headphones.
They were free headphones, too.
That's funny.
Quick, Zyber, put them on right now. Go.
And that's literally all that was in the box too.
Oh, hold on. I gotta put this together. So you're telling me that Damok was gagging Zyber, and Zyber was gagging Damok, and Damok's gagged to Zyber? Is that what just happened right now?
I think
Did
so.
we just break the fourth wall?
I think we did just break the fourth wall. Oh my god. Oh god.
Hey
Now
man,
I'm choking on my
when we
beer.
bought the kids' clothes, it came with the free Justice headphones. I figured you needed some headphones.
That was a long way to go for a gag. But man, that was incredible.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man, but that was funny, but really? Come on.
It was almost $130 to ship free headphones, man.
I know. And I'm just thinking the headphones you could have gotten with that shipping.
Well, hey, hold on, wait a second here. You're not wearing them.
Yeah, you gotta put them on, man.
You're not even going to use them?
No.
Pants. God.
Come on, man. At least put them on.
He said
Come on.
you can't diss them like that.
Those are $130 Justice headphones, man.
They're technically $130 headphones.
Bullshit. It says 1990.
Yeah, and we didn't even pay that, dude. They came free after you spend so much at the store
Exactly.
for the kids' clothes.
Oh, come on. They're new headphones, though. I mean, they're probably not crackling.
It could be
They're
better.
free headphones, so they probably are crackling. But, I mean, there's a chance they're not crackling.
I am just a little scared of how sharp this freaking thing actually is.
What is that freaking thing?
It came with one of the 3D... Well, each of the 3D printers came with one. And I forgot to put this one in. But hey, yeah, it's sharp.
Hey, as long as it works. I mean, I have sharp things next to them.
Jesus, titty fucking Christ.
Yeah, between sharp and flammables. Actually, it's funny. I'm looking around here, and I'm looking at the amount of accelerant I have sitting around my computer terminals and thinking, if anything bad happens, it's going to happen catastrophically here.
Yeah, it's going to happen gunpowder catastrophic.
Yeah, exactly. Well, while he's digging into there, I guess we'll just kick around the room and we'll go into what everybody's drinking.
All right, before you do that, okay, so, Zyber, as an apology, okay, you get to choose what I'm drinking tonight. I
say gutter shot.
White Claw, raspberry. I don't know, dude. Or I can drink the absolute gutter beer. I have a 40 of High Life.
High Life it is.
Instead of the good beer.
High Life it is.
Man, Damok, you get the cake for gag right now because you've gone a long way. You've gone above and beyond for a gag. Oh, and he's actually drinking. Oh, God, that's making me sick looking at it. Oh, you're just going to have to pee a lot. That's all that's going to happen.
Yep. It's fucking
worth it. Oh, man, they look good on you,
man.
man. Oh, yeah, you're muted, though, so whatever you're saying, we can't hear.
They are horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Well, how do they sound?
Horrible.
Like $20 headphones.
They sound like, a string in 2 tin cans.
So they sound better than your Sonys?
No, my Sony mono actually sounds better than this.
Well, they look amazing, and I gotta take a screenshot. Oh, fuck!
Oh, it doesn't matter, dude. I've already got a couple.
Good. Post it. Post that shit in chat quick before.
There.
Well, they looked pretty. You looked pretty.
I know. They go in my eyes.
All right, well, Koa, now back to you. What are you drinking, man?
I got some old reliable Golden Monkey.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Zyber? What are you plowing down?
I am drinking Northeast IPA, which is put out by Industrial Arts Brewing Company. The beer that I'm drinking of theirs is called Wrench. It is absolutely delicious if you like a very citrusy, floral flavored, easy to drink, like a fucking, what is it called there? Mimosa.
Okay.
That's what I kind of peg it as, like a mimosa style IPA. But yeah, the citrus notes are very, very strong in it. Front to back, left to right, lick that pussy all day, all night. Citrus.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, I started pre-graining a little bit early since we started recording a little bit later, just so that we could have that glorious, glorious unboxing. I started pre-graining a bit early, and I started with some Flesh and Blood IPAs. You are not pouring Miller High Life into a brandy, dude. You're pouring High Life into a snifter.
Dude, it's the champagne of beers. It says champagne of beers.
Dude, I got a cat that can piss stronger than that. Anyway, so I started with some Flesh and Blood, and now I have moved my way over to an old faithful of mine, the 60-minute IPA. I actually helped stir him out with some brakes on his car, and as payment, he bought me a 6-pack of 60-minute IPA. So I have been tapping into this. I am on my second one of this again. And man, it's a great all-day drinking beer. I can't say enough good things about the 60-minute IPA. If you like IPAs, they're a great place. After you've started liking IPAs, I wouldn't start with a 60-minute. It would be something I'd probably try maybe second or third, IPA in, but I really like it. It's really yummy. It's really good. And it's definitely an all-day drinker. All right, next segment, State of Games. State of Games is where we pontificate about how we feel games are, or we just talk about what we've been playing for the past week. So I'll go right around that room. Zyber, what is your State of Games there, guy?
My State of Games is null and void. Only because I really haven't had much time to kick in the games. I've mainly been trying to get through some DC Universe stuff on the good old Netflix before they disappear. So yeah, I've been digging into that. So I've been pretty lame.
Nice. That actually, I'll get to that after or during news and what I think it'll segue into there. But that brings up a question that I have in my mind. What about you, Koh? What's your State of Games there, man?
Well, so I'm playing Black Desert still, and just doing an AFK event, kind of getting burned out in the game. Lots of grinding there. But I picked up Wak Fu again recently, and just seeing where that game is sitting at these days. It's pretty fun. Kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics, but meets MMO.
Yeah, I thought you were, when you posted that in chat, I first read that as waifu, and I laughed. And I went, well, that can't be it. So I copied and pasted that into a Google browser, and I searched it. I'm like, holy crap, there's a game called that, and it's actually an MMORPG. And I'm thinking, no, this got to be a joke. And then I read it. I'm like, oh, dumbass, you read that wrong. Oh, that looks pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about the anime.
Oh, Wak Fu is based off of the anime, yes. So
all right.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's Wak Fu, not waifu, guys. So bad Cecil for reading horribly. What about you, Damok? What's your State of Games there, man?
The beer tastes worse in a snifter. It's better out of the shitty bottle. I've been playing Looking for Heels, some early access game where I run around with. The best part is the soundtrack is just fucking awesome. The gameplay is but it's fun. It's really early access.
Well, tell us about it. What's it about?
You take on the role as a healer. You pick your party. You run around and tell them to go and beat up shit while you just heal them. It's not a very hard game, but it's fun for what it is. It's just the soundtrack will really get you.
So, if you were going to make it kind of like do a parallel between Graveyard Keeper early access and this early access, how does it compare?
Between Graveyard Keeper, that had a lot more to do in it. This one, you literally just get to pick your party. You can pick a couple extra healing stuff once you earn the currency to get it. And yeah, it looks really good. It looks very fun. Watched some gameplay video of it. Decided to pick it up because it was really cheap. I'm enjoying it. I've put a couple hours into it, but it's not there yet. Don't buy it. Not yet.
Oh, that's what I was looking for, is if it's worth a buy or if it's one of those, keep an eye on it.
I'd keep an eye on it. I mean, it's got the potential to be a lot of fun, but not right now.
Very cool. Well, my State of Games has been pretty simple. I have not been playing all that much video games this week. I have been keeping my eyes on some games that are going to be coming out. Man of Medan, whatever.
And obviously, waifu.
Oh, and obviously waifu. Yeah, I was Googling waifu left and right. Because, well, I gotta find that game now. No, but I've really been playing very, very little this week. I've actually been fairly lethargic this week. I've been working a lot, so I haven't really had a lot of time when I get home, and when I get home, I really just don't want to do too much. So I've just been kind of keeping an eye on games that have been coming out. As I said, the Man of Medan, the Dark Anthology, the one that's coming out by Supermassive, I think. Same people made Until Dawn. So they're coming out with a new game that's actually going to be coming out next week, so you might be hearing me talk about playing that. Or I might be playing that during the show and not really paying attention to the show. Who knows? But that's coming out. I'm really, really interested in that. Mostly because of the gameplay style. Gameplay style is not for everyone. It's if you like that interactive kind of storytelling, with some quick time events just to keep it interesting, then it'll be for you. But if not, you might just want to watch that one, get the story, and then move on. What else was I checking out? There was a bunch of things. Oh, I did jump into what the hell was I looking at? I did jump into No Man's Sky for a little bit earlier in the week, like Sunday. But that was just to check it out and see what some of the things have done. Again, I like, it's just same thing as last week. I like what I'm seeing.
Is it worth a revisit? Should the community go back to, looking into No Man's Sky with all the new changes they've made over the years?
Honestly, there, just like Damok was describing last time around, there has been some quality of life changes that really do make a difference. Now, I think I got to go back and really start fine-tuning what materials I have and really kind of get back into the groove of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think once I do, because you can definitely hold a significant amount more. Before it was 250 copper, and then you'd have to transfer it to your ship, which could hold 500, and then your freighter could hold 1,000. Now, I literally can roam around a planet and just mine the hell out of copper, and I don't have to worry. Because, some of the higher end, or not higher end, but some of the materials are harder to find depending on the planet or the solar system you're on. So it's harder to find them. When you do find them, you're like, oh, I got to just search around and mine these things. And there's nothing worse than you find a vein, you fly to it, you jump out, you start mining this vein out, and then it's like, oh, your inventory's full. Like, what the hell? Then you got to traipse all the way back to your ship because you may have traveled significantly far away from your ship finding this vein. You got to travel all the way back to your ship, dump everything in your ship, or call your ship and waste a bunch of energy of getting your ship over there. I honestly think the game is worth anybody taking a look at again. I've been saying all along though that it's worth a look. But so No Man's Sky scratches an exploration itch that I always have, and I find that I'm not like everybody else in that fashion. A lot of people don't have that same exploration itch that I seem to have. But No Man's Sky definitely scratches that.
Okay. Yeah, I was not very fond of its release, to say the least.
When it came out, man, I agree, and I'll even even back then I said there's substance to the game, there's great mechanics, there's just not a lot there. I fully understand that's a lot of people can't make it past that, and there's nothing wrong with that because that game was rough. It's like Sea of Thieves. When Sea of Thieves came out, there's nothing to do in it. It's fun. It's fun mechanics, but there was nothing to do. Now, jumping back into Sea of Thieves after all the updates that they've done, there's a lot more to do. Now, it might not be enough for some, but there's a lot to do in it now.
I really think I piss Zyber off, man. He's sitting in his chair just stewing.
No, I'm not pissed.
You better not be, man, because I was hoping you were going to take it as a joke. Okay.
It was funny, man. It would have been even more funny if you sent me a over-the-head mono headset, but hey, pink's good.
Oh, shit, you should have cut off one side. That would have been fucking funny. You sent him those same pink ones, but it only had one headphone attached to it, but it's still attached to the whole head.
No, he actually probably would have found me and killed me.
you would have fallen asleep. No. And you just, outside of your window, it would have been storming, with the thunderstorms that are coming. And just a lightning flash, and there's Zyber's head right outside of your window, staring in at you.
Don't worry, Zyber. I'll be living near him soon. Soon enough.
All right. When you're living near him soon enough, send me your address.
Alrighty, well, next segment we have here is news. We take a look at what's been posted in the Discord under the different news feeds, and we just kind of talk about it, see what we think about it. First one was posted in Gamer News. I am super frigging excited about it. More excited than I was to see Zyber's face when he opened, when I thought he was opening up, but turns out it was even better than when I thought he was opening up anyways. But Kerbal Space Program 2. Okay, did anybody here not play Kerbal Space Program?
I did not.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
What isn't wrong with me? Seriously.
No, seriously. You've checked the game out, though, right? Please tell me you've checked the game out.
Negative, Ghost Rider, negative.
Oh.
That's why you got pink headphones. Yep. That right there is why you got pink headphones.
What the fuck, man? Dude, Kerbal Space Program is probably one of the silliest, funnest physics games that I have played in a long, long time. The whole game is based on physics. It's literally you build a rocket, like this stupid fucking rocket. You build a rocket and get it off of the planet. Then after you get it off the planet, then you got to try to land on the moon. Then after you land on the moon, you got to fucking build space stations and shit. And then you got to send them like deep orbit to dock with other. Dude, the game is friggin' amazing and hard as fuck.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not much announced about Kerbal Space Program 2, except from the trailer and what the devs have lightly said. It is going to actually have the base building and then the capability to launch rockets from other planets and then colonize deeper space.
And the most important part, and it's even listed on Steam, multiplayer.
Yeah.
Don't know how that's going to work. I'm interested to see how that's going to work because a lot of the game is time stop.
I'm interested to see on how that's going to work too, because if it's multiplayer as in the both of you can design, fly. See, I was actually hoping, and this is just a silly hope of mine, that you could build a rocket and it would actually segment off. One person takes care of one portion of the rocket, the other person, like one person takes care of the engineering and all that other, and one person takes care of the piloting portion. I know that's kind of like way lame and super simulation, but I'd be excited for that. What the hell is that look on your face, Zyber?
What? I'm zoning, man. I'm zoning.
You just literally, I think you went into another planet there. Like, I think you jumped on a rocket and launched off.
Yeah, I'm playing retro games and I'm just like really zoned right now.
Yeah, you were. Dude, your camera actually, like, it took in a different light source. It made everything all warm light and your mouth was like half hung open. Your eyes were wide. I swear to God, your pupils are probably the size of dimes. I thought for a second there that you actually, like, you had checked out.
Close to it, man. Close to it. If I didn't get that interruption, I probably would have totes.
Well, Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming out. I'm super excited. I'm really interested to see what the multiplayer is. Like that's got my interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you guys know that, like, or and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just read this wrong as I was trolling through. But this Kerbal Space Program 2 is not made by the same people who made Kerbal Space Program 1. It's like a completely different team.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's really kind of weird the way that they went with that, but it is a different team that is, like, they're working with the original team.
Yeah, like they're in contact with them, but they're not, like, the original team isn't directly developing it. It's, I don't know. It was weird the way I read it, and it was just, it's not the original people, but it's, I don't know. It's almost like when you go and see a tribute band of the band you really like. They're not the band that you like, but they're doing so well that you're like, damn, they're doing good.
It's interesting. So they gave him the blessing and gave him the IP to create a sequel?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
It's kind of weird because it's not owned by the guys that created the first one. I think it's owned by the publisher, and the publisher got different devs to do it. It's a weird, intricate thing, but it looks interesting from the launch trailer, but no one has seen anything else of it yet.
Predictions. When do you think we'll actually see it?
2020.
Yeah, there's going to have something probably at Gamescom, but that's all going to be held up by a different game.
What do you think? When do you think it's going to come out?
I was actually thinking that we would see a full release in 2021, with probably an early access in 2020.
I get behind that, yeah. I think like late, maybe Q3, Q4, 2020.
Yeah, my assumption is that we'd see maybe something in that around that for early access. But anyways, I'm still excited no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be down to play that again. Especially multiplayer.
Yeah, I mean, the multiplayer definitely has me interested. I don't know about it yet because I haven't seen anything about it yet.
I can't say anything because I don't know anything about the first game or the second game, so yeah.
Well, next time it comes out on Humble Bundle cheap, I know what I'm getting you.
Pink headset.
One ear pink headset. Get it right.
God, that's going to have to be the running gag. We're going to just have to start flooding Zyber's just inbox with pink headsets. Next piece of news. And this one I actually I started reading through the article, and then I kind of got, I don't know whether I got bored with it or I just got disgusted with it or what, but it's the article about Epic's kind of exclusivities. Did you guys get a chance to read through that article?
Yeah, I think I posted it.
Yeah, you did.
I've been following Epic's exclusivities, I would say vaguely. I haven't read the most recent ones, but I mean, I can understand.
So the article was touching on a bunch of things, but one of it was focused on was how Epic's strategy for exclusivity is basically it's Epic's way or the highway. Like, you're exclusive with us and like no one else, or you go scratch. That's what I thought was kind of like a really, really aggressive strategy.
Well, that's because right now Epic is really touting that they have a highly curated game store. And that's what they're doing. They're picking and choosing which games they are trying to get exclusive deals for. Mm-hmm. And if they reach out to you and you say no, then they get really aggressive and pissed off at you and tell you a bunch of crap.
Yep.
So, are these the same people that were scanning your Steam library and, all that loveliness?
Well, they had to figure out what games that they wanted to be exclusive. They had to figure out what games people were buying.
Or putting it on their wish list.
But, with the way that I'm hearing this, I did not read the article. This is just me speculating, but it sounds like they're still going to be scanning you if you have their loader on your computer. And if you have any other loader on your computer, they're going to write you out.
Yeah, I think this was more focused on the game developers, kind of strong-arming them to come to their platform.
Yeah, it was all about, they were scanning Steam and seeing what was on people's wish list, so they knew, oh shit, this game has, 50 million people that have it on their wish list. Let's go after that game. But they're going after the publishers, and then they're saying, hey, yeah, it's this way or it's no way. You cannot just add your game to Epic. There's no way to do that as of right now. They said eventually they will open it up to have like Steam's Greenlight program instead of just, directly on Steam like they have it now. And if you don't agree to their terms of like 1 year exclusivity, then you can't be on Epic Game Store. And everybody there's a whole bunch of different publishers in there that went, okay, we'll still sell on Steam. We'll still make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, that's what I don't get. It's like, they're coming into this like they're the big boys when they're really not. And I'm interested to see how this is going to go. I'm really interested to see if this tactic works out for them, or if they alienate enough people that they just finally go, meh.
I'm all for an actual competitor to Steam. I mean, we have GOG and we have G2A, which is pretty shady. But then we have Epic, and of course you can say that we've got the Origin client and so on and so forth. But those are more particular to their own platform, and they don't really branch out beyond that. So while I don't agree with it, I kind of see it as a necessary evil to really compete against what Steam has become and hopefully see Steam improve as a result of this. But we'll have to see how that turns out.
So when you say Steam improve, what aspects are you referring to specifically?
So if I look at the Steam store, right, and I'm going through it, and it's just the indie games. It's kind of like the bottom of the bin, like month in, month out. When I'm looking at new releases, I get DLC flooding the store, and games that I would particularly never categorize in RPG sections. Like, why are there strategy games in my RPG section? Why are there dating simulators in RPGs, and so on and so forth? I mean, they have their own subcategories there. Huh? I mean,
you're taking on the role. You're taking on the role of somebody who's looking for some putang.
But are we are we really going to go that far into subcategorizing everything that everything fits in every other category? Because at that point, chess is a war simulator, which means it's an RTS, which means, I am technically, it's technically an RPG because I'm RPing as a commander of knights, rooks, and so on and so forth. Are we going to go that far down this micro-defining of the genres?
I agree with you on it because it seems like the whole FYE formula for categorizing music, it makes no sense.
Yeah, you could definitely compare that to the music industry and where it has gone as well.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out why I get so many games that involve sexual content and nudity in my Steam categories.
And so here's the issue, right? Is that if you want to play a mature game that's going to have a nudity, you can't sit there and knock off the nudity filter to get rid of the dating sim games, right? Because then you get rid of games like The Witcher 3. That's no longer on there. Cyberpunk 2077, if it ends up on Steam, it's probably going to have nudity in it, which means if you check off that box, you're not going to have that. That game's not going to pop up in your filter because of it. So it's really hard. Like, do you just have to put up with it at this point, or how do we handle that?
Well, I get the bloatware that's out there, and it is frustrating. But I mean that I could definitely understand that being viewed as a negative. But when I think of Steam, and I think of when you say things like improvement, Steam over the years has improved significantly. So that's why I was asking you specifically what you mean by improved.
I mean, are new features improvements? I mean, in some senses they can be, but they can also be detrimental to the overarching platform.
How do you mean?
Well, Steam Greenlight is a new feature, but it has flooded the marketplace with a lot of, I would say, garbage in terms of indie games. Or, why are we getting 2 pages of DLC content for a single, Japanese RPG that comes out versus actual releases? Why aren't these put into individual storefronts?
So the Greenlight program is gone, and anybody can just upload to Steam. The storefront has been addressed by Steam a couple times, and they know that it's broken, and they're trying to figure out the best way to do it. But is Steam where you go to actually browse for new upcoming titles? I go to YouTube for the most part, and all the major AAA games, I see that way before I even find them on Steam, because I don't check Steam on their storefront. It's been a garbage chute for years, I will give you that. But as far as improvements and features, cloud saves are a big one for me. I've really enjoyed that feature.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying that all features are bad. I'm just particularly pointing more towards the storefront in terms of where it's positioned currently today.
So I could definitely agree with that. There's a lot of bloatware out there, but on the flip side, like what you just asked, Damok, do I search through Steam and see for new games? I actually do. I go through my queue, and I probably go through about 20 or 30 games a day. And like this one right here that I'm going through right now. This one I'm just going to literally click ignore and move on without looking at another bit of it because it's named Hante something something something. I know I don't want to watch that. I know I'm not going to play that. And I understand that I got to go through a metric ton of bloatware, but I find some great gems in here. In fact, that's one of the ways that I found Space Engineers and The Forest.
That is true. It does give indie developers the ability to release their content. It's a pro and con at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I can definitely see the con of it because you got to go through so much crap. Like this one, Homeless Simulator 2.
There's a second
That's
one?
Good.
There's
That's
a
good.
second one.
It's a good game.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It says mostly negative. And I'm watching it, and I can already see that mostly negative is being kind. But like this, Homeless Simulator 2. I'm probably not going to pick that up, even for the 99 cents that it's there for. But here's one, Hunter's Arena Legends. This actually looks pretty interesting. This actually looks really interesting.
On the emphasis of like space pilgrims. That's how I found, or space engineers. That's how I found Space Pilgrim.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, and I totally agree. I probably had to go through 1,000 games before I found something like Space Engineers. But on the flip side, I found some really, really great games just by sitting here surfing through.
That's the wrong homeless simulator. That's just like some weird knockoff one. There's an actual pretty fun one that's homeless simulator.
Well, like, here's a game that's called One. And this actually looks really interesting. This has got not only planetary vehicle driving around, it's got space simulation, as well as it's got first person running around with weapons. I mean, this looks actually pretty interesting. This one I'm actually going to throw on the wish list because it looks pretty good. But no, I can totally see like what you mean by improving and maybe trimming down some of this bloatware, this crap that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
But I also see it as a huge advantage. Like if I ever make a game, I mean, chances of that are slim to none, but let's say I actually do make a game. I mean, I'm going to throw it up on Steam. Somebody will buy it. I mean, looking through here, looking at some of these games that are out there that are just shit, like Homeless Simulator 2. There were 24 reviews on it. That means at least 24 people have played the game. Now, granted, it doesn't necessarily mean that they bought it, but it means they at least played it. Someone out of there bought it. Somebody looked at it and said, oh, 99 cents? Let's do this.
How bad could it be?
Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like when your friend comes over and says, let's watch Poultrygeist. Yeah, sure. How bad can it be?
That fucking movie's amazing. You goddamn know it. And you, sir, are very guilty of fucking up your own queue with all the porn games when we decided to buy all these cheap 25-cent ones for God.
Yeah, there was that too, so I guess I kind of do have to deal with that now, don't I?
Okay. I also have to ask, after Poultrygeist, did he make you watch Thanksgiving?
No. But like, here's another one. Why the hell am I going to play this game? It's called Hante Arena Battle Royale. And literally, all the whole trailer is zooming in on poorly polygoned females' asses, and crotches wearing underwear. Yeah, and they're holding guns. Oh, hold on. Now somebody in underwear is running around with a weapon shooting at somebody.
I think this is, again, a result of what Damok said. Yeah. Buying all those cheap games.
And this is only 99 cents, though. I think I'm going to buy this for everyone. Oh, I can get a 4-pack. Yeah, everybody's getting this.
Oh, no.
Anywho, shit, now we're getting completely diverted here. The next news segment here was actually brought up. I think we talked about this a little bit in chat, but it's Spider-Man leaving the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, I knew. Damok, as soon as I said that, I was waiting for your head to shake because I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen the new Spider-Man because I just finally got around to watching Endgame, and now I want to watch the new Spider-Man, but I kind of don't because now he's not going to be in the MCU.
So here's one of the big things about the new Spider-Man movie, and I read this and I went, oh, that totally makes sense. They didn't let the people who made Spider-Man Homecoming, they didn't let them read the script to Endgame before they had to write the script and start shooting for the new Spider-Man movie.
Oh, I can understand why they didn't want to continue with it anymore.
So it was the last film of the phase, but they didn't let them read the script for Endgame.
Well, now I'm confused.
Me too.
I mean, the trailer gave away a big spoiler.
Well, they're in, like, France or something.
No, like, the first 5 seconds of the trailer tells you who died in Endgame permanently.
It did?
I didn't know.
Oh, well, yeah. Like, so they do...
I haven't seen it, so fuck you.
What, Endgame?
Don't say anything. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Endgame?
No, I haven't.
Pull the earbud out. Okay, so they do reference that Tony Stark dies, but that's, like, the only reference that they do in the whole movie that I'm aware of after reading all the reviews.
Oh, see, I'm going to get it so that I can watch it. But yeah, I know that Tony Stark is dead, and they start the trailer in the first 5 seconds. I can't believe he's gone. He was blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, shit, well, okay, I know Iron Man's dead.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you look at it from the outside and see where Robert Downey Jr. is coming from in terms of how long he's been in the MCU,
Yeah.
that was inevitable.
But but the one thing that I read that really bugged the hell out of me was that they didn't let him read the script, and you could, I mean, there's a bunch of things that you could infer from just watching the trailers and sticking around and just talking to people from Endgame of what happened, but not really knowing the full story. I think really would hurt any movie that came after it.
So one of the biggest things that they had to combat against is that a lot of the actors and writers and so on and so forth on set spoiled the movie frequently. Like, who's the actor for
Ruffalo? Yeah, the Hulk.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah,
the guy who plays Spider-Man.
Yeah, Tom Holland.
They're awful at keeping secrets. So they refused to give these people scripts. Like they told them to show up. We're going to give you your lines to say. You're going to say them, and that's it. You don't even get to know which portion of the movie this is going to be put in.
Yeah, you don't get to stick around and watch anybody else. You've got to leave.
Yeah,
which I understand because they literally are the worst at keeping secrets.
Mm-hmm. So I can imagine, because I mean that's such a huge franchise. You want to keep everything hush hush. So I can understand why why they would want to keep that away from the writers of the Spider-Man franchise even.
I know. I just so the whole thing really with Spider-Man leaving the MCU all comes down to, and no shocker for anybody, it all comes down to money.
Oh yeah.
Disney wanted. I think it was Disney wanted
50%.
Yeah, they wanted to up the stake on it. Now, if you think about it, Disney really brought. I mean, they were able to make a proper Spider-Man film. I mean, I hate to say it, but they really were able to make a proper Spider-Man film and actually keep the cohesiveness through it. They kept people engaged. They used their other franchises to get people engaged with it. So, I mean, Sony had plenty of chances to try, and, well, they didn't do so well. They did okay, but they didn't do so well. Once they actually got Disney/Marvel involved with it, they made a proper Spider-Man movie.
So I wonder if that was the whole purpose of it, to do that bait and switch, get Disney to regain interest in the franchise, and then pull out, and then start doing their franchises again to kind of restore.
Well, they
their
lost
interest.
too much. They lost way too much from leaving the MCU. The guy who created the new Spider-Man and did all of the work to get him in, like they did the casting, he did all of the development of the movies, and he worked with the actor to do, hey, this is how it needs to be. I forget the guy's name. They keep talking about he's the major loss for Sony, but he's like the creative director and did all that extra work. And
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, it seemed like, and I can understand from Disney's standpoint, when they made the first deal, it's like, hey, let's get Spider-Man here. And Sony's like, all right, well, this works out really well for us. Let's do this. And then Disney's like, well, hell, we did a really great job. We want a better cut of this. We're putting a lot into this, and you're making a lot of money, and we're not making so much of it. So we want our cut. And I can understand Disney coming back and saying that. Now, some of the things that happened afterwards, like, for instance, Stan Lee's daughter coming out and saying,
"Yep,
screw Disney." Now, I can understand, her point of view, but when she says Disney did nothing for her father, I just think at the end of Endgame, where I stayed after and they had this whole, it was like a 15-minute segment on Stan Lee, like all the stuff Stan did.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that was really cool. I stuck around for that. As soon as I heard that there was something special afterwards that had to do with Stan Lee, I'm like, oh shit, I'm sticking around for this. I'm assuming that Disney did that it wasn't Sony or somebody else saying, hey, we're going to do this and pop this up at the end of Endgame. I'm assuming that Disney did that.
So we would have to get more information from her, but what did she mean by that in terms of not doing anything for her for Stan Lee? Because he's been a cameo in kind of a reference to all the material.
Yeah, both live action and animated.
Yeah, so she mentioned that, and she even kind of like snubbed her nose at it from what I was reading in the different articles. And what I read in the articles was they didn't do anything for him except for some lousy cameos. And I'm like, well, what do you mean lousy cameos? They literally went out of their way to incorporate this man into every film in some fashion.
Mm-hmm. Even after he passed, I mean, they had, they did those. I think they had a mural in one of the movies and so on and so forth.
Well, in Deadpool 2, they couldn't actually get him into the movies, but they had a mural of Stan Lee instead.
Okay.
But,
I don't know where she's coming from at all. And to be fair, Disney doesn't have to do anything with Stan Lee. Yeah.
To be fair.
Fuck, I choked trying to say to be fair.
Nice. But no, I mean, Disney doesn't have to do anything for Stan Lee at all. They're not entitled to. They bought Marvel. They bought the properties that they could use. They bought a whole bunch of it. They own it. It's theirs. They still incorporated all of the Stan Lee stuff. And they're still doing it. He's got, so many more cameos that are already pre-filmed and done?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I get what you're saying, that they don't have to do anything. But it's one of those things of you kind of tip your hat. And honestly, and those cameos are the hat tipping that I would expect for the guy who created it. You don't necessarily... I mean, from everything that I read, and I could be wrong, so before anybody gets angry at me, I could be wrong here, but everything that I read, Stan Lee was pretty okay with all of the Marvel all the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies that came out and all the stories. I think there were some that he's like, well, I wouldn't have quite gone that way, but it works.
Yeah.
But then again, that's Stan Lee. I mean, he's always been that kind of guy of like, hey, look, if it works, go ahead, run with it. Do it. Yeah. Okay, great.
So I guess the question is for her, what do you mean by that? What could they do to really credit Stan Lee more so?
Well, I think where the bug's up her ass about it is that when Stan passed, Sony reached out and was like, hey, we're really sorry for your loss, blah blah blah, and I guess Disney didn't.
I guess we got to inundate her like we did Uwe Boll and see if we get a go eat a dick.
No. I have a fiery, passionate hate for Uwe Boll. I don't really hate this woman. I mean, to be perfectly honest, and this is just drunk Cecil talking, I really think that she's just trying to get her name in the, like, oh, well, my father wouldn't have liked this. Well, you know what? No offense. Fuck you. You have no clue what your father would say. From the looks of it, it looks like you were so far removed that you're just trying to get your way into the spotlight and using his name and riding his coattails. Speak for yourself. If you want to speak for yourself, I will listen to you and then say, okay, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Maybe we can make some difference here. Maybe we can make a change. But using somebody else's name like that, no respect for me.
Stan Lee had no issues on any of the movies that were produced by Disney and Marvel. He did not like Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four, and he did not like Daredevil.
Well, fuck you, Stan. I love Daredevil. God damn it. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, it was fucking
which
bad.
Daredevil are we talking about? Are we talking about
Ben
Netflix?
Affleck.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, well, that's fine. I thought you were talking about Netflix.
So, I mean, at that point, that's not even Disney's fault.
No, Disney had nothing to do with those movies.
No, but and I can understand from her standpoint of, oh, well, Disney didn't reach out and give condolences. Well, look, if who were you expecting at Disney? Were you expecting Walt Disney to come back from the fucking dead and be like, I'm really sorry about Stan's passing. I'm going to go get him a beer. What did you
Walt's
actually
too busy
expect?
flogging Cuban boys.
No, I guess I'm just getting worked up because I dislike a lot when people try to use other people's names and say, oh, well, this person wouldn't like it. Well, when that person's dead,
now,
how the hell are you speaking for?
Hold on. Now, what about the whole thing with the Quentin Tarantino and Sharon Lee?
I may be too drunk, but what's she talking about?
The portrayal of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino's portrayal of Bruce Lee.
I'm completely fucking flatlining, dude.
All right.
I literally am completely flatlining. I now have to go
Well,
back and watch it though because I feel I missed something.
No, it's a very recent movie. I think it's still in theaters. But yeah, the portrayal of Bruce Lee is kind of in an arrogant fashion, and Sharon Lee had a big old stick up her butt about it. I mean, it's sure playing off of like probably a stereotype or two, but what thing in the 70s wasn't playing off a stereotype kind of trope?
Well, yeah, it's what sold money or sold tickets. It's what made money. No, I guess I got to watch it. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm going to find out.
Emergency movie night. There we go.
Yeah, emergency movie night. We got to go find it and watch it. Now, I guess I read the article and then I found other articles I started reading, and I tried, I do my best, but I'm human, and I do my best not to pass judgment on like my first impressions. But man, that first article I read, it really just seemed like she was trying to speak for somebody else. Like,
Dude, she sounds like a bitch. She's quoted saying, "When my father died, no one from Marvel or Disney reached out to me. From day one, they have commoditized," is that how you say that? "my father's work and never shown him or his legacy any respect or decency. In the end, no one could have treated my father worse than Marvel and Disney executives."
Yeah, and that's where I'm looking at it going, what the hell does that mean? Like, you can't watch a Marvel movie and not know about Stan Lee.
And I kind of feel that they've taken creative liberty to really come as close as they could to the materials, within the limitations of what live action can do within Hollywood.
Or at least the feeling of the material.
Right. It is more down to earth. I mean, it's not as absurd as it could have been with the Infinity Stones and whatnot, but they went there. They were going there compared to like the original movies with like Iron Man.
Yeah, like the original Iron Man movie. When I watched that original Iron Man movie, I thought full on in my head, shit, this could happen. Like, we have enough technology. Somebody could do this. Somebody could make an Iron Mongol suit. Somebody could make an Iron Man suit. This could happen. I could see this happening. Granted, Thor, I didn't quite see that one happening, but then again, that's where they started getting a little bit more fantastic. But, Iron Man, looking at it, it definitely felt like, okay, this could be a thing. But at no point in time, out of every single one of those movies, there was always, oh, hey, this is Stan Lee's work. Yeah. Especially in the first, what was the first Iron Man movie? They made him be like Hugh Hefner or something, or they made him like the mistake of, hey, Hef, how you doing? It turns around, it's Stan Lee. I mean, come on, how friggin' awesome is that?
And how could you demonize Marvel, which has really made the MCU shine, when you can compare it to both Sony and Fox, who have more or less just made movies to simply keep the IP, to keep that contract running?
Yeah, shit all over it.
Mm-hmm. Like, look at the Fantastic Four. So now we get
which one?
All of them.
Exactly.
Yeah, so like we've got how many Fantastic Fours, and how many of them were actually good? Disney didn't create any of them, but you know what Disney did do? They're going to buy it and try to do something proper with it now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's a lot of material for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of material. Like, they bought Fantastic Four, they bought X-Men. There is so much history and material that you can go with that. And now that they've got the Kree, and they've already worked into the whole, like, off the planet shit, now that they've got that, it's like the sky's the friggin' limits. Now they can actually do a proper Phoenix movie.
Yeah. Now I'm going to go off on a side tangent, because did they purchase Fox? I guess my first question. Did they purchase Fox, or did they purchase the individual licenses from Fox? How did that deal go down?
They purchased Fox.
Yeah,
okay.
They purchased Fox and all of its subsidiaries, so they got all the licensing.
Could we see like a proper Alien reboot or continuation of that series too? Do you think they're going to do a nice remake of that?
As long as they don't do a friggin' Alien versus Predator with that pred alien coming out of those pregnant women, I mean, I'm all for it.
And it'll come out and it'll do a musical number. because it's Disney.
So I was actually really happy with Prometheus and Alien Covenant. Now, I know a lot of people weren't, and that's okay. Everybody's got different opinions, but I was really happy because they yes, they gave you the information about the alien origin that nobody asked for. Well, fuck it, I was asking for it. I wanted to know. I was super interested in it.
And I kind of enjoy it. I almost liken it to like Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah.
That's what I got from both Prometheus and Covenant. That really dug deep into it. So, but I want to see a continuation of the franchise, not so much prequels now.
I would love to see where they're going to go with it. I would. So, I love the books, and I would love to see maybe some of the ideas from those books come out. You know, like Earth Hive, Genocide, Berserker. I would love to see some of those books make their way into the cinematic universe, since now we've got the technology to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Koh and I were talking, what was it, like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, on possibilities. And they could totally cover like the X-Men Shi'ar thing from like when Cecil and I were growing up, where the Phoenix was rising.
Dude, I would kill, and I mean literally kill someone with my bare hands to watch the Fatal Attraction series. That whole comic book arc. I would literally kill someone with my bare hands just to be able to witness that in a cinematic scene. I mean, hell, friggin' Asteroid M, Charles Xavier getting a fucking psionic suit, him and Jean Grey literally lobotomizing Magneto because he pulls all the adamantium out of Wolverine. I mean, that right there, just to see them pull that off physically on screen.
That one's going straight to R.
and then end that one movie with Sabretooth dragging his adamantium skeleton through, what was it, the Sahara?
Or, you know what? I'd love to see the Ultimates version of Hulk versus Wolverine, where literally the Hulk rips Wolverine in two and throws his legs up a mountain. And all you hear is Logan bitching and complaining as he's climbing this mountain with his upper torso to go get to his legs. And he finally gets them, and then all you see is Hulk sitting there like surrounded by women and drinking a huge goblet, and the door opens and he goes, "You threw my legs up a fucking mountain." That scene right there, that would blow my mind. If I saw that on cinema, my brain would just explode out of my head. It would be like that Terry Crews commercial for Old Spice. It would just come out of my head, come next to me, and I'd look at it and be like, "No!" And then I'd just start talking in gibberish. I think we digressed a bit from Spider-Man leaving the MCU, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a deep subject, though.
No, but I hope that Sony and Disney can work something out and keep Spider-Man in that whole fold. I hope. I'm not really hopeful, but I hope. I think what it'll eventually boil down to is Sony will just keep making films just to keep the franchise, and then that'll be it, until Disney gets so big that buys up Sony or vice versa.
Yeah, I just find it hard that they wouldn't accept the 50% deal because you have one character.
Yeah, it's not like, I mean, and literally Marvel was making, like, that's the thing that blows my mind, is Marvel was doing so much of the work. Disney was doing so much of the fucking work.
On the whole thing of Disney buying Sony, if that were to happen, would we end up getting Disney PlayStations?
No, but every game would be Kingdom Hearts.
I'd be done with that.
Fair enough.
It's only been like 10 years.
Oh, shit. All right. Last topic that we had to talk about here, or at least last news article that I found. Did you guys read the article about that Texas town being hit by ransomware?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
How fucked up is that? Like, just seriously, how fucked up is that?
Is pretty fucked up. But even more so, a town in Florida paid the ransom.
And I've always been an advocate for keep the internet free, not free as in like doesn't cost anything, but keep the internet free of like just crackdown and regulations and shit like that. But man, shit like this happens, and I just go, maybe we do need people to, maybe we need digital cops, like we need Tron. We need digital cops roaming around out there, finding the rogue programs and just dispatching them with extreme prejudice.
Well, there goes waifu.
Yeah, I can't search anymore. People will show up at my house. You violated Article 16, Section B of the Internet ruling. You can't search waifu through Google. Oh, fuck. No, Damok, did you get a chance to read through this?
No, I'm actually looking for it. Which one is it in?
What the fuck news?
Yeah, it's in What the Fuck News.
So I'm going to read through it now, but yeah.
So just a cliff notes of it. So it was a Texas town. Oh, pardon me, as I burp up a little bit too much IPA. And this town in Texas was nailed by ransomware. Like, I think it was, what was it, like 25 or 20 or 25? Hold on, where the hell is this thing?
23.
Oh, right there in the thing. 23. It's right there in the fucking headline. Why don't you just read the headline, dude? So 23 Texas towns were hit by this ransomware. That's 23 towns. Towns, mind you. Not like 23 people, but 23 towns were hit with ransomware.
Why did Florida pick it up to pay the ransom?
But yeah, so it literally was so $600,000 worth of Bitcoin this Florida town paid to.
So it wasn't just Texas. Apparently, Texas, New York, Louisiana, Maryland, and Florida all got multiple cities hit by it. Texas was just the largest with 23.
You're muted, Cecil.
Yeah, Riviera Beach, Lake City, Baltimore, all these different places were hit. Now, for those of you who are listening who don't know what ransomware is, because there might be somebody who doesn't, ransomware is where your computer gets hijacked by a malicious piece of software, and it can do anything from encrypting your entire machine to just locking you out so that you can't physically do anything. But what it does is it literally hijacks your machine and says, you have to pay this amount of money to this location to unlock your machine, or we're going to delete everything, or encrypt everything and not allow you to get access, or something like that. There's all sorts of different ways that it goes. Where I saw ransomware mostly was a bunch of the hospitals were being attacked. Like there was a hospital out in California that was held for ransom, and I think they ended up paying like something around $60,000 or $70,000 to get their machines unlocked because it literally brought the hospital to a grinding halt. And I'm all for using the internet to make money however you feel fit. However, when you're doing shit like this, God, I hope that I find you. I hope that I meet you. I hope that I'm sitting there in a bar one day and you're talking about how, oh yeah, I held up this whole town with some software and they had to pay me like $100,000, because I will walk up to you and kick you square in the nuts. Or, well, in the ovaries, depending on, I don't know, I'll kick you in the front butt if you happen to identify that way. Or in the missiles if you're an Apache attack helicopter. I don't know. Whatever you identify as, I will kick you in the place that's the most sensitive. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this, guys?
I'm reading the article now, and it doesn't say that anybody's paid any of it.
Oh, no, there's a new article that I think talked about Florida paying if you search in for it a bit.
Okay, because Florida may have paid for its stuff, but they're not saying what exactly was attacked.
So I think they were ambiguous for that on purpose. So I think they were trying not to like the hospital attacks. They were saying specifically hospitals were attacked, but I think in this situation they were trying to be a bit ambiguous in the article.
Yeah,
at least a couple articles I read.
You don't want an accidental bystander to go clicking on these websites or downloading whatever they had downloaded to get infected at that point.
Well, also I think they're trying to reduce the amount of panic.
True.
Right. You don't want to blatantly advertise, hey, your Social Security numbers because in the state it attacked the Social Security or some other state entity got all your personal information and they're holding it ransom.
Well,
you don't want to make people panic on that.
Well, that's the fun part, is that typically ransomware does not get the information. It just locks your computer down. It doesn't send the information off anywhere. It just locks your computer down so that you can't physically get it. But I could definitely see panic ensuing if they're like, oh, this number or this hospital was attacked with ransomware, or this office, this government official office, or this government office was attacked by ransomware.
Oh, they actually say there are more articles that do it. Atlanta got hit with hospitals. New York got hit with hospitals.
There you go.
Texas got hit with their public library system. It
Not the library.
That was an interesting one. But the one in Atlanta affected the most people, even though it was just the one city that got hit. And so did the Department of Public Safety got hit? A major hospital got hit. The police department got hit. So, yeah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, as I said, man, like, I'm all for making money however you possibly can. But, man, like, how many people do you gotta hurt? Like, how?
I don't know if they're hurting anyone.
Dude,
I would argue that they're not actually hurting anyone.
So I would definitely argue that they are, because the hospitals, when they ransomware those computers and they shut them down.
Mommy, Daddy, stop it!
No, but no. Hear me out for a second. So when they lock down hospitals with ransomware, it locks down computers that do CT scans, MRIs, that run the entire ED system, that run the entire hospital record system. So people, like, literally, they can't do CT scans, they can't do echoes, they can't do MRIs. And
the file share system between hospitals too, that network shut down.
Well, yeah, but like
agreed.
But like that, the file sharing part. Okay, so I can't get my medical record from this hospital to that. Yes, while that will harm me, it's not nearly as detrimental as I'm having an MI, and now I need to go get a CT or I need to go get an MRI to see where this clot might be, and I can't because they physically can't do it. That's where people die.
Okay, and I can see that, and I understand that is a large concern, and the value of human life is a massive value, and it does directly harm some individuals, but in the overall grand scheme, I think it's pretty telling that hospitals, police departments, public safety, libraries, guys, what fucking year is this, and how far behind is that technology?
Oh, agreed. 100% agreed. That somebody could get a hold and ransom and lock down an entire CT lab, or an entire cardiovascular lab, or that is susceptible in that way. It really, honestly. So I was bitching and complaining about meaningful use stage 1 and 2 forever ago. I understand now why those were being enforced and why they were put in place. I fully agree with it. Yes, because shit like this happens, and it's because literally they're just being said, they're just being told, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want to do, and until somebody says you have to do this, people aren't going to do it. It's fuck. I'm going to get all political, so I'm going to stop now. Anyway,
it's all good. I got you. It's one of those, and it's not going to be political, but look at it at the entire ransom that was paid that did unlock everything for at least Lake City in Florida, because Florida did pay, was $460,000 in Bitcoin. And let's say that this had been, this was obviously just probably a random group of people, but that opens us up to state-hosted cyber attacks. We need to start securing shit now. And we're pointing out the vulnerabilities, and they're still giving the option to unlock the shit, and they are giving forth the codes to unlock. What happens when it's somebody who doesn't give a fuck that wants to take down the entire infrastructure?
Exactly. Yeah, what happens when it's not somebody trying to make money, somebody just trying to create havoc? I mean, that's the thing that's terrifying to me, is that, I mean, let's just for argument's sake, okay? Damok, you and me, we're driving over in a death trap called a Sportage that happens to have the back brake lockup on it, and we get into a horrible, horrific accident. We get rushed to the local hospital. While we're at that hospital, they're like, wow, there's some major pressure building in Damok's brain. We've got to get them into a CT right now and find out where this pressure is so we can relieve said pressure. All of a sudden, you go to get in there, and they get hit by ransomware, and they can't do it. And they're in between that part of, we're getting them the money, like we're collecting the money to get it to them, but we haven't gotten to them yet. You're dead.
Because I have a living will, and I've accepted death. I know other people have not, and I understand where your point is. Yeah. I know where you're going for. Yeah. And I agree for the most part. Using me as the example is the bad example because, fuck it, dude. If I die tomorrow, I die tomorrow. Honestly, that's what it is.
But my point is that, I mean, you get my point. You know, somebody hits there. It happens to get hit right at the time that you need that vital service, and there's nothing that hospital can do to get it there quicker. The only thing that they can do is have secured or hardened their shit beforehand. And a lot of these places, they just aren't doing it because they're not being forced to. And that's the thing that drives me absolutely fucking nuts. Why the hell are they waiting so long? Why are they waiting for somebody to tell them, you have to do this? Versus money. Just doing it. I know it's money. But
there is a site that I work at.
Pornhub?
Yes. I work at Pornhub. They got hit. And they are now shelling out multi-millions of dollars to upgrade their entire digital infrastructure. And, well, it kind of hurt the other contracted stuffs within the building because, well, now they just shelled out all this money and, well, they're cutting.
I mean, that's
cutting a lot of stuff.
That's a fault of the company. This is neglect on a large scale for these individual places. I mean, and now they're having to pay the price.
And that was going to be my point: is that if they had done it right in the first place, or as this stuff was being sent out, they said, okay, well, let's start hardening this shit. Let's take some preemptive action on this. Instead of just going, it's not my problem. They're not going to hit us. Nah, it's not my problem. They're not going to hit us.
It's like this.
You guys remember the ransomware that hit all of those Linux servers several years ago?
Yep.
And there had been a patch for it out for more than 4 years.
Yep.
That would have stopped it, and it shut down all of those damn commerce servers from everything because they were too lazy to patch the fucking servers.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. My point exactly. A little touch of preemptiveness, and you could have resolved all of this.
I mean, it's the same issue. It's ignorance. You know, it's the same issue when you're not upgrading your operating system to the newest iteration. Yes. Windows 10 isn't what you like. There's additional features that that you don't like that Windows 7 has, but Windows 7's outdated. They're no longer supporting
why the
it.
fuck can't I change the audio on my Microsoft Edge to play through my headphones instead of constantly playing through my goddamn speakers?
Well, we have Chrome and other browsers.
Yeah, why the fuck are you using Edge, man? What is wrong with you? Edge is dead, by the way, officially.
Okay, because I like dead things. Okay? Don't judge me.
Oh?
I like dead things, too.
You're playing Diablo 1, where the rest of us have moved on to Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction. We're on the expansion pack already. You're like, no, guys, that game is stupid.
But you're on Diablo 2. I'm on Diablo 3, motherfucker. Get in the future.
The Hellfire expansion for Diablo 1 was fucking amazing. Don't you judge me.
You didn't even fucking play it. I showed you the box when you were here, dick.
Diablo. No one plays Diablo anymore. It's all about that Path of Exile.
Yeah,
I got a buddy that literally did that. We were all playing Diablo 2 when it came out, and he's like, no, Diablo 1 is so much better. Then we got the expansion to Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, and he's like, I guess I'll start playing original Diablo 2, because I guess it is kind of cool. Then we all went to Diablo 3, and he's like, no, I'm just going to get the expansion for Diablo 2, because it's so much better than Diablo 3.
I would
all
agree.
He heard was cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, I can say that I preferred Diablo 2 much more than I preferred Diablo 3. I was not a fan of it.
Yeah, but he's one of those... He's a good guy at heart, but likes to purposely stay behind the times and claim the games are way better.
In this case,
games
he's
from
right.
the 80s are way better, dude.
Okay, look,
Seriously.
Starflight blows everything away, and I don't want to hear another word about it. Okay,
Well, fuck you, man. Come on, Microsoft Freelancer, dude.
Man.
No,
Starflight
you're
way
all
better.
missing it. We do not need expanded memory. We can all go and play Where in the World's Carmen Sandiego.
Ah, you brought it back. Nice. And it was extended memory that I said we needed. Expanded memory was available during Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. So I was wrong. It was expanded memory, not extended memory. And I'm okay with saying that. See? I'm wrong. It's okay. It's okay with being wrong. But the thing I'm not wrong about, because I'm not going to drink another fucking fifth of Jim Beam as fast as I did last time, is we've got questions. And I'm going to get into these questions.
No, we don't.
Yes,
we
we
missed a huge fucking news article.
Which one?
I've been pumped for this all goddamn night.
Which one?
Cyberpunk 2077 gets 15 minutes of gameplay footage
On August
at
30th.
Gamescom next fucking week.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it next week. It's August 30th, man. It's not even near there.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. I'll build the hype until then.
Yeah, we're totally going to get into that after we
Drink
see
your
it.
High Life, rub one out, bitch.
Yeah, just keep drinking
God,
that.
this high life is so fucking bad, dude.
Isn't it the same as any other high life?
Well, Zyber, I hope you're accepting his apology, because while it was a great gag, man, he's suffering.
I mean, he's barely touched that thing. It's fucking great.
That's pretty bad, since normally during a show, he's pounded down about 2 or 3 times that.
I know, right? And he drinks freaking PBR.
Hey, whoa.
I like PBR.
Yeah, don't you be dissing PBR. High Life does not compare to PBR. I mean, look, you can see through that damn bottle. I can still read his shirt through that damn bottle.
You can.
That's not beer. That's just like that's
Swill.
water with a little piss in it. Anywho, so we got a couple questions. Thankfully, we only got 2. One actually came from you, Zyber, and the question is:
Yes.
Were UMDs a pass or fail to the handheld evolution?
UMDs?
The disc things that came with PSPs.
Ooh.
So honestly, I don't know that they. So I want to chime in on this first. I don't know. I don't want to say that they were a fail in the handheld market. I think that they were a part of the evolution because GameCube went with those small discs, and GameCube did very, very well with it. And at the time when the PSP came out, disc technology was still very, very prevalent. So I think that it wasn't necessarily a fail for the handheld market. However, I think it was probably the wrong idea for the handheld market.
Yeah. I mean,
I think it was something that they had to try.
enough.
Not necessarily was it super successful. No. But it was something that they had to try because it was successful for the GameCube, which was not a handheld, I know. And it had its limitations because it would have disc skip and all that other bullshit. But I thought the PSP did a really great job at handling skips and whatnot, so that it wasn't really that detrimental.
Yeah.
But that's my opinion. I'm curious on what you guys think.
We eventually reverted back to cartridges with the Switch.
We did, yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well,
So
well,
I mean,
Nintendo
kind of
reverted to cartridges with the 3DS and the 2DS, so they were kind of already back that way.
Yeah, and I mean, cartridges is a broad term. They're essentially SSDs, little SD chips.
Yeah.
But they're stable enough to utilize as a video game cartridge nowadays.
Yeah, and the disc I can see, while it's high capacity compared to some of those cartridges, but some of those cartridges are getting pretty up there in capacity. But the discs, I think Blu-ray discs still outmatch for cost-wise.
Yeah.
Cartridges in that fashion.
Yeah. What's a 200 gig SD chip cost? Or SD card cost?
Well, for my camera, I buy 126 cards at $12
$29.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's about $50 for a 256.
Yeah, so I mean, if you imagine that, by comparison to a CD, yeah.
Yeah, so that's retail. If you say cut that in a quarter, that's still, I think I was getting, back before Blu-rays were out, I was getting DVDs and DVD dual layers for about 15 cents a piece.
Uh-huh. Yeah, but now
So yeah, if you kind of put that into perspective, you're selling a $60 game, the media itself costs you 15 cents versus an SD card, which I think is still on. I don't think even on wholesale that you could get them that cheap. I think there was still a lot more that went into them than that.
Do you think we'll see SD cards for video games for like the PS5 and Xbox insert?
No, I think we're going to go all digital. I honestly think that it's gonna start shifting that way.
I think digital is too taxing on the individual consoles in terms of like storage space. Look at video games we're getting on consoles now. Ark Survival Evolved is like 80 gigs. GTA 5 is almost 100 gigs just to download the single game. Like that's an entire hard drive right there.
Well, yeah, but the drives that they're sending out now are 2 and 3 terabyte drives with the new systems.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
So you get 10 games.
Those drives are getting much, much larger as the technology advances.
I thought that modern disc games were just a loader for what it downloads.
Yeah,
yes,
a lot of the stuff is installed on the hard drive. For I don't want to say. I'll say it. For a majority of games, the disc itself is really meant as a DRM and then a state where it loads most of it onto the hard drive. At least most of my games that I have are that way.
Yeah, I think the first game that I really realized that was really DRM was when I downloaded Call of Duty Black Ops. I think it was like 2012 when that came out. Stayed outside. I think they had an early release at GameStop and got home, popped that CD in the computer, and it goes straight to the Steam page and downloads Steam. I already had that on my computer, buddy.
Yeah, so, I mean, with the advances of technology, I really think, like the PSP Go, as far back as it was way ahead of its time. Like, it was just so stupid far ahead of its time. It just, the public was not ready for it. Mm-hmm. Even though that's the thing that like really blows my mind is if you take a look back at the different things that people have done and the different things that companies have done, there were companies that were so far ahead of its time and they hit the market like they knew what was coming and they saw it coming down the pipe, but the rest of the people weren't caught up yet. Like I'll take like the UMD there. Like, take the PS3. When they marketed that thing, they were marketing it as a multimedia device. It was going to do all this other shit as well as play games. They're like, oh, it's going to do this, and it's going to play games. And everybody fucking melted down. They're like, we just want to play games. And Xbox came in and said, hey, our shit plays games. And Xbox, like, took off because their shit played games. Mm-hmm. What do you got, Zyber?
Dreamcast did that, too.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that were stupid ahead of their time. And then look at what we have now. My PS3 that sits in my front room is almost exclusively used for watching content, for streaming content on that TV. Yep. I mean, there are Roku devices that are literally just dedicated to that. There are TVs that have it built in, that literally the TV just streams stuff. And that's the thing that blew me away is that when the PS3 was being released, they were so far ahead thinking, oh shit, this is what they're going to do. They're like, hey guys, guess this is what we're going to do. And everybody's like, that's not what we're going to do. And now we flash forward to today. Well, that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. So I just find that, and I revert back to that PS Go of like, hey, this PSP Go is just all download. All it is download. You can't actually plug a UMD into it. Everybody flipped their fucking shit. Oh no, I've got to be able to load in my game. I want to physically plug it in. Well, now, if you look at the way the state of games are going, we're literally drifting down that path.
We already did State of Games.
Yeah, true. but if you look at how it's going, we're already drifting down that path. I mean, how many games are in your Steam library, Damok?
Let's not talk about that.
Ballpark.
I've over 300 just in Steam, and
Okay.
another.
Stop. Just in Steam. 300. Koa, how many games you got in Steam?
Maybe 75.
Zyber, how many games you got in Steam?
A little over 530.
Okay, now let's go back around the room. Damok, how many physical games do you have at your house?
Oh, I just cleaned out my storage, so there's probably like 50 games.
Okay, Koa, how many physical games do you have in your house?
Probably 20.
Okay, Zyber, now you're going to be the oddity because you're a collector. How many physical games do you have in your house?
Somewhere around 300, 400.
Okay, so you're the oddball out here, but from the majority, a majority of you have a Steam library that is significantly larger than whatever your physical library is. So you're already down that path of all digital. Mm-hmm. You just haven't quite made it all the way there. And that's just, the PSP Go. That's just where it was going. That's where they were saying everything was going. We're already touching that with what Xbox is doing, what Microsoft is doing and what Sony is doing with their Xbox Gold membership and PS Plus, where they're giving you free digital games every single month. They're already what people don't realize is that's their way of pushing you down this digital alley. You're being forced down it and you don't even realize it. And that's the part that I love.
I definitely realize it, and my concern is that let's say a good portion of people, let's say that it does go true digital. How many people is that actually going to significantly affect? Because look at the bandwidth, infrastructure for the United States. Downloading a 100+ gig game these days for like a AAA title, that's a huge,
especially if you've got a data cap. Talking to some of the people in Canada. They've got a data cap, so when they get a new game that comes out and they're like, "Oh crap, it's an 80 gigabyte download." That's twice my entire month's allotted download.
So like Q4 rolls around and you get the new PS5 and you got like 5 games you've purchased. Oh, well, which one do I want to download for the month or 2 months because I can't download them all, otherwise I'm going to be paying premiums.
Exactly. And
that's when you bring your system to a library or something with a portable screen.
Fair enough.
All right, next question, because we're already running way friggin' late like normal. And this one was actually punted out by Vintage. Who would win in a fight? Captain America Endgame versus Professor Hulk Endgame.
Oh, Professor Hulk.
Really?
Yeah, Professor Hulk.
Professor Hulk, really?
Yeah. I don't think Captain America has the level of strength that the Hulk does. He's more, well, first of all, Professor Hulk's more intelligent. He's not just blind rage at this point. So now he's the intelligence with the muscle.
Okay.
And he's also the strongest Avenger.
Okay. So does your answer change if Captain America is wielding Mjolnir?
That didn't state it in the question, did it?
It did. It's actually the second part of the question.
With Mjolnir.
No. So the first part of the question was Captain America Endgame versus Professor Hulk Endgame. And then the second part of the question is, does your answer change if Cap is wielding?
Oh, okay.
What do you got, Zyber?
I say no because, in a certain Thor comic, Cap can be holding it. Guess what? The Hulk can be holding his hand, holding Mjolnir, and hitting him with it.
That is true. That is true.
Quit hitting yourself. Quit hitting yourself.
Exactly. He did that to Thor.
Okay. Good point.
I think you win.
I don't know. What do you say, Damok?
I already had this discussion at work, and I already said Hulk.
Am I the only one who's got Cap's back on this?
I think
Captain America is a weak hero.
He is. I mean, he's super strong by comparison to the average human.
So intelligence, I'll give you that. The Professor Hulk would definitely have intelligence. However, because he's not fighting with that blind rage, I think that's going to be a detriment to him because Captain America is a trained fighter and he's fought a lot.
Yeah, but
I think that would give Cap an advantage.
But look at
because if
the
Professor
Hulk is quite durable.
Yeah, but if Professor Hulk took enough serious damage, then regular Hulk just takes over and goes blind rage.
They didn't show that in the movies, though.
It's not that
He
it
takes
couldn't
serious
be possible.
damage.
That is true. The Hulk, in any one of the forms, if he gets too pissed off, guess who takes over?
But we can't assume that that's what's going to happen in Endgame because they never showed that. They only showed the Bruce Banner Professor Hulk always having control the entire time.
Then I still say, the Hulk grabs Steve by the hand holding Mjolnir. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
I can't really speak on this because I want to play the little devil's advocate, but Zyber, you haven't seen the movie yet.
Oh, yeah, good point. No, but I can see where Zyber's coming from, because in the comic books, yes, if no matter what, if the Hulk gets pissed off enough, it turns into Hulk smash. But I don't know. I think you guys are underplaying Cap, because Cap, even in the comic books, Cap has been able to take out people well above his power band because of his resourceful thinking and his abilities to.
But if we look at Cap versus Thanos in Infinity Wars, Cap couldn't even touch Thanos, right?
But he was
struggled
able to hold him back.
Not really. Like, it was for a few seconds while the Hulk went toe to toe with him for like a minute or two.
No, the Hulk got his ass kicked.
Yeah, but initially in the fight, he was wailing on Thanos, even though it didn't really reflect on that. I'm gonna turn that around. Cap got his butt kicked within a couple seconds, and Thanos wasn't even trying. He just reaches down and just yeah, you're holding back my my hand, but come on now.
Yeah, okay, all right. I mean, if you're going by physical strength, there, okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
I don't know, man. I think because the Hulk, it's just.
I don't know. You know what? Actually, I think you guys have changed my mind. So if it's Professor Hulk. Yeah, he's not just that blind rage. I think it would be Steve Rogers beating on him and him going around going "Hey, look, you're gonna hurt yourself. Look, stop. No, just okay. Look, I know you hitting my nuts isn't gonna help. It's just now you broke your hand. Okay, so now you broke your hand. Now are you happy? Look here. Okay, let me bend down. Hit me in the face a couple times. Let's make this at least kind of fair. Okay, now and he just flicks him across the room. He's like, okay, are we done? Are you good now? Oh, you brought the shield. Oh, great. You got the shield. All right. Oh, and you've got a hammer. Oh, and you bashed the hammer against the shield. Now I hear rushing water. Okay, that was really effective. Okay, I agree now. I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you on the Hulk thing.
You worked that out. Great.
Yeah. I worked it all out in my head. Thank you for going along on that trip with me.
And the Hulk claps for Steve Rogers.
Yeah, so what help me remember, Zyber, what was the comic book where the Hulk clapped his hands and literally all the flesh just ripped off of somebody? Was that against the Wolverine?
I can't remember.
I can remember the scene in my mind. He literally claps his hand with that thunderclap right next to somebody. And the force is so hard, it literally just rips all the flesh off of the skull. Man, I can't remember it. That's going to drive me nuts. Ah, well. Maybe somebody who's listening can look it up and find it for me and respond in. There is somebody I wanted to thank. It's actually somebody who's been commenting on our YouTube channel. If I can get to my channel quick enough here. Nope, can't find it. Damn it. Oh, it was okay. So there was another person, Depresso Espresso. Hey, thanks for chiming in and commenting on our episodes. It ironically happened to be the one called Water Equals Hulk. And Damok, I think you remember this episode quite fondly.
Yeah, I just was going through your YouTube videos to see who it was as well, and I caught the beginnings of them.
It was a good episode.
Now, didn't Blue mention in our chat who it was?
It was, and you know what? It's driving me nuts that I can't. But it was the same people I said before. They were new music, Norwell Music. That was it. the episode 183. I just looked at one.
It was a mistake.
No, they've commented on a bunch of ours. So just want to give a shout out to Norwell Music. Thanks for commenting. I hope I haven't missed any of them. But yeah, thanks for commenting. We always like the comments, and keep them coming. Keeps us on our toes.
And as a creator, if you want to come on the show sometime and talk with
absolutely,
us, feel free
yeah,
to.
especially if we always love having people on the show. So let us know. Jump on. We'll dedicate an episode to you. We'll talk. Well, on that note, Koa, where can people find you at, man?
And they can find me here exclusively in the G.N.A. podcast Discord.
What about you, Damok? Where can people find you at?
I'm always in the Discord, wandering around somewhere.
How about you, Zyber? Where can people find you at, man?
You can find me usually palling around on the G.N.A. Discord, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as the Zyber Games Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Very nice. And I am Cecil Xavier, your host. You can find me on Cecil vs. Games on Twitter, Cecil Xavier everywhere else, Facebook, Ustream, Twitch, CastGG, since Rabbit's dead, a whole bunch of other places. But look me up. You'll find me there. Spark up a conversation. Also, you can join our Discord chat. We'd love to see you there, too. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Reviews help people find the show, so if you enjoy listening to us, let other people know. You can find us on iTunes, Google Play Music, Podcast Addict, Stitcher, Player FM, Spreaker, MyTuner, Your Listen, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If we're not someplace, let us know. We'll upload there. You can find us on Twitter or Facebook by searching at G.N.A. Podcast, all one word. You can also join our Discord chat, see the pinned tweet. We do our game show night every first Saturday of the month. Check that out on Mixer.com, www.mixer.com/G.N.A. Podcast. We have partnered with Humble Bundle. Hey, Koa, do you know anything about Humble Bundle by any chance?
Yeah,
Did he leave again?
No.
run?
Humble Bundle is a game purchasing service that we, G.N.A., are partnered with. You can purchase games like you normally would, but with a twist. You can choose what part goes with the publisher, to the Humble Bundle, or to charity. You can give it all to charity if you want, or none of it. Your call. Throw that !partner equals G.N.A. podcast at the end of your Humble Bundle link before you buy it to let them know that we sent you that way. So far this month, we raised how much, Cecil?
Oh, sorry, that's actually completely wrong. $17.60 this month. So that's actually a stark contrast compared to what we were making, which was $5.08, of which I searched before, which was actually only a portion of the month.
Yeah, so you can. So far, we've raised $17.28.
60 cents.
60 cents for charity through our partnership with Humble Bundle.
Yeah, so our current charity is Extra Life, and we try to support Extra Life whenever we can. Extra Life is a charity devoted specifically for gamers. It's gamers making money for gamers. So we figured we're all gamers here, might as well support that charity.
For sick kids, not gamers.
No, it's gamers making money for... Oh, sorry. It's gamers making money for sick kids. Well, there's a bunch of other charities that associate.
They are part of the Children's Miracle Network. So we really would appreciate any assistance in promoting our Extra Life charity, because all the proceeds do go 100% to the Miracle Network.
Right on. Do you like anime? If you do, join us every Wednesday night at 19:30 Eastern Standard Time on CastGG for Anime Night, hosted by Blue Shark. Our current anime is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I think. I think we're going to be finishing that out, and we're going to be voting on a new one here soon. But, yeah, we've been watching that. Join us that. We also do Horror Movie Night every second Saturday of the month. The last Horror Movie Night, we had a great turnout. I hope we have a great turnout for the next one coming up. Last Horror Movie,
Absolutely.
we had... what did we watch? We watched some weird action movie and then something else.
Yes, we watched Fly Virus.
That was it.
Which is labeled as a horror. It is a American and Brazilian collaboration, which is kind of funny watching that movie, and now the Amazon's burning like it was in the movie.
Yeah, and it's really weird
Craziness.
because there was a lot of hair in the movie, so I don't know how the Brazilian thing works in there.
Right? But after that, we watched. I can't remember.
It was a great movie, though. I just remember that.
Yeah, it was a classic, and then after that, we watched another movie. So yeah, I mean, we had enough people there to go into a third movie.
Yeah. So
it was absolutely.
We
epic.
try to do a double feature every horror movie night, but if there's enough people that are sticking around, we'll typically keep going until people bail.
Yeah, up until the point of the end of the last movie, we still had 9 people.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Excluding us.
We want to thank Morgan BS Photography for our new logo and artwork. Check him out at morganbs.com. You can email us at gnapodcast@gnaandyourdna.1 with questions, comment, death threats. We don't care. We've also got another podcast that is in the works right now, and we've already named it. Actually, thank you, Damok, for helping naming it. It's called the G.N.A Misadventure League. It's going to be a non-explicit podcast with us playing Dungeons & Dragons. And we've been doing, we've got a one night of mystery already locked up, ready to broadcast as soon as we get that thing fully edited out. And then we're actually doing it was released back in May, the Ghosts of Saltmarsh Adventure Pack. It's the Ghosts of Saltmarsh Adventure. So we're going to be kicking into that as well. We might be changing up the format to make it a little bit easier to recording. The recording is a bit rough, so, take it easy. It's literally a microphone in the middle of a bunch of drunks playing D&D. So you get a lot of dice rolling and a lot of paper scratching.
All right, on the Misadventure League, I'm not making any promises. I'm waiting to find out how things work out, but you might be getting some care packages just for that Misadventure League.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. And since Loot Crate has gone under, I've been looking at different places where I can jump back into that, because that really did scratch an itch for me, that Loot Crate. So might be looking down at that Dungeon box. Actually reached out to them, see if they might want to let us partner with them. So here's a little pump for Dungeon in Box. Check out Dungeon in Box. It's a monthly adventure kit that will come to you that has all the fixings for a monthly D&D adventure. So
That's a yearly D&D adventure.
well, it's a yearly D&D campaign, monthly adventures.
Correct.
So it looks super interesting, and they give you all the fixing, maps, miniatures, all that stuff to complement.
And didn't they have 2 different things where, like, you get a digital or you get a digital and physical?
So they have a digital box and a physical box. I think you can buy one or the other. I don't think they had them looped in together. I think it was like Dungeon Crate that had them looped in together with all the one thing. But it looks interesting. I'm waiting to see how long it takes us to get through the Saltmarsh adventures. Because honestly, if it takes us a year to get through Saltmarsh, we might not need to start up Dungeon in a Box until then. And last but not least, check out our website at
www.zybergotpinkheadphones .com or GNApodcast.com.
I love it. Well, gentlemen, thank you for joining me tonight. I had a great time. I'm going to go pour myself another beer.
Absolutely, brother. I am deleting this project.
Have a good night.
Bye. Have a good time.
Have a good night.
Good night.